Hey, what's up, Lightbolt Joe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2023 20th Century Fox original project Theater Camp. So this is starring Ayo Edebiri, Molly Gordon, Ben Platt, Noah Galvin. Jimmy Tatro's in this. We know and love Jimmy Tatro. The fact that Molly wrote, directed, and starred in this is so awesome. She co-directed this. Nick Lieberman is the also co-director. And Ayo Edebiri and Molly Gordon are characters in The Bear. So it's just so cool watching, and I've said this a bunch of times, I love when actors who work very well together on certain projects continue to work well together in certain projects. Technically, they did not have scenes together within this particular, what is this, hour and 35 minutes, very quick film. But it's still nice knowing that because of them working together on The Bear, that's why Molly had obviously asked Ayo to be a part of this, playing the character that she plays in the few scenes that she's in. So the other thing is Noah and Ben are married. So my question is, and I don't know their personal life, but I know that they've been together for a while. I know that they got married recently. Did they meet prior to filming this? Did they meet during this? They had to meet prior to filming this because the songs were co-written by them as well as other people. The story was co-written by them as well as other people. So they had to have known each other and been friends for a while prior to this project, prior to them getting married. So I think I just answered my question. Interesting, following the timeline. This is very much a love letter to theater kids. And if you have never been a theater kid, if you've never been involved in theater, whether it be straight theater or musicals, a drama production or a musical production, you don't understand the nuances that the characters go through within the different rehearsal process, the audition process, the tech week, which is really a day that they have, then the final performance at the end. But filling out the nitty gritty details and things like that. Am I moving more stage left? Am I moving more stage right? Am I going up the stage? Am I going down the stage? Things, right? Certain nuances. But then a lot of improv in this too. This is a project where you could tell that the kids involved, because it's a theater camp for kids, that they had the times of their lives filming this. You could see a lot of like cutaway shots because the kids were just laughing a lot, and it's entertaining. The other thing is this is a mockumentary. So it's a mock documentary. So Jimmy plays his character Troy, and his mom Joan is the owner of this particular theater camp, and she goes into a coma during a production of Bye Bye Birdie because of the strobe lights after she has a seizure, and she therefore, not intentionally, but Jimmy, the character of Troy, takes the reins to run the camp, but the camp's in debt, and he inadvertently is agreeing to a foreclosure aspect. If the theater can't raise enough money, then the bank's going to foreclose on it. So then the last production's a last hurrah kind of effort to try to get some funds together. So the funds come from a different source, unexpected. But it's just neat having a what happens next kind of a little blurb at the end. So I thought that was pretty neat. But the way it was put together, the way it was roughed out, the way that the final song, which was just Molly just singing random things, kind of a thing, being fleshed out to become a harmonized, stacked kind of musical number at the end, was just beautiful. It was glorious. Very Jonathan Larson Broadway influence, specifically very, very Rent influenced on that stacking. I noticed that was pretty cool. I was surprised. And it's interesting when I'm watching projects because I don't normally get surprised, but this surprised me. This really surprised me. It was a nice, how do I explain this? Felt like a hug. It just felt like a hug. Being a theater kid, doing that for quite some time. I was a camp kid and I was a theater kid, so I got both worlds. I never went to a theater camp, but getting the difference between the two is pretty entertaining as well. I find it interesting when you pick up on these things, when you see these things based on a satirical mockumentary, and it's a good reflection. Another thing that was interesting within that reflection, and in regards to the plot points of Ben Platt's character, is the dreams can change. And that's what's very important about Monsters University, which a lot of people are now starting to talk about 10 years later. But that's a really important film. It's a really important Disney film too, because a lot of Disney projects are dreams will come true, right? A dream is a gift your heart makes when you're fast asleep. Not all dreams happen for whatever reason. Financial reasons, life gets in the way, things. It's interesting when you see a character experience the dream changing, the dream having to change because it can't pan out how you expected it to. Mike couldn't be a scarer, so he's going to be the assistant, and he's going to be the trainer, he's going to be the coach. Accepting that is the reality, and that he was what he can do, and it's reachable within his grasp, and it's feasible and logical, and that is the new dream, to be the best that he can be. So Ben's character tried to do all these things alongside Molly's character, Rebecca Diane, as he screams constantly. Now that she wants to do other stuff and he's not willing to do things without her, but then realizing that she's been not doing stuff because she wants to keep him happy and grounded, realizing that that she deserves to try and succeed, and he should stay and teach because he is making a difference with these kids, and he is understanding that. So it's interesting about letting go of a dream to then start a new one, or realizing the Venn diagram of the gray area between one to the next, kind of a thing. Very interesting. It was neat having these things pop up that were deep down in the memory banks within regards to camp, within regards to theater, within regards to dreams, within regards to dream changing. This spoke on a lot of different notes, and that stacked harmony at the end, bro, with the different bits, and just Jimmy's character of Troy watching this show about his mom. It was really cool. I also like the home videos of the actual actors thrown in here and there. That was pretty neat, watching a young Jimmy do his stunt work as he did back then. I think he was a YouTube kid prior. I think Jimmy started with YouTube stuff prior to doing acting stuff. I think that's how he started to do acting stuff, if I'm not mistaken. We talked about a lot of Jimmy stuff for quite some time. He's been around for a while, but this was cool. Theater Camp, currently streaming on Hulu, 20th Century Fox. Oh, that makes sense why it's on Hulu then. This is 20th Century Fox production. Good on you, 20th Century Fox. I'm impressed. I'm shocked. Bro, when the kids screamed out at Jimmy's character and just screamed out "cishet," and then he was like, "Thank you," not understanding at all what that reference is. Cisgendered, heterosexual, hysterical, absolutely hysterical. I actually left, because when you can use that as a insult to someone if they're being derogatory towards you. You can call them a cishet if they are in fact a cishet, and not understand what that means. You're not even making fun of them. You're just calling them exactly what they are. It's so funny. It's so funny when the closed-minded don't understand words. It's hard to educate some people. It's very hard to educate some people. Sometimes you just gotta match the energy and throw it back. You want to call me a name? Cishet. It was so funny. It was so funny. I had a good laugh. Theater Camp, 2023 comedy musical, original musical film. On to the next review. Mahalo.